Hello everyone. How is everyone doing tonight? Welcome. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you're new, please do so. Okay. There we go. All right. Now I just have to find it and we'll be good to go. There we go. It's taking its good old time. So we may or may not have a visual. So we will try it again. If not, I will just continue and apologize throughout that it's not letting me view my channel. Try it again. Oh, it wants to do an update and it's being difficult. View the channel. There we go. We don't need a stinking update, do we? All right. Let's do an update. There we go. So I can see that people are watching. There we go. We got the chat. All right. We're good. Just takes a few minutes. All right. What we're going to be working on tonight is our wreath ring. Now, I've done this wreath ring a lot of times, but the last time I worked on it was in the winter. So I thought now's as good a time as any to go ahead and change it up. So with the wreath ring, all we have to do is clip the little zip ties. This was designed so you could just remove and replace. I love this thing. There are several wreath people that have done this on their live. One Susan Flannery did a long time ago. That was really pretty. But I just want to show you how easy it is to change it up. So, running out of room in my pile there. So, this comes unpainted. Super simple to paint. All you need to do is paint inside here the letters and then go back over it with a roller and boom, it's done. Now, the one thing that I had that I was going to put on it tonight was this little black bear with his nose in the honey jar, but we ran into a problem, so I'm going to substitute with this one tonight, but then tomorrow, once I fix that design, we'll go ahead and put that in the middle. So the whole idea behind this is to start and work your way out, and then leave this hole here for your bow. So all you're going to need are some zip ties. Now these are the 5.5 inch. These are nice because they go through really well. So I've got some different flowers here we're going to use. And the reason I'm using these because of like the orangey color on there. It goes really nice with this color. And this color is Golden Sunset by Apple Barrel. So let's go ahead and get started and show you how we do this. So I think I'm going to layer some of these leaves underneath. What we're going to do is we're going to create like a little grouping, and then we're going to take that grouping and put it on there. So I've got some of these, which I'm not sure I want to use those yet. Y'all have a good weekend. And what's the weather like in your neck of the woods today? It's in the 90s here. So I know some of my friends are even hotter. I don't think I'm going to use this leaf. I don't like it. I don't want it in there. So, and then I think we're going to use a few daisies also. I can find some that I didn't really chop at. Looks pretty up here. Hi, Monica. How are you? My tool is right in front of the screen there. There we go. We're working with our wreath ring tonight, and we're going to be using a few different greens. You know what? I think I like the one that tilts this way, so we're going to go for that one. Yeah. So see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to zip tie these together. So next time when I cut them off, this will just be together in a bunch, and then I can save it for next time. And I think I want to add another one of these in here, going that way, like that. Is it? We've got like in the 90s up here, and it is stinking hot. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to zip tie this together. This wreath ring is so versatile. I was going to go ahead and do a Western one with cowboy stuff, but just wasn't comfortable with the ribbon I had chosen, so I thought, well, we're going to do a bee. So see, that's going to go right there. And we're just going to kind of put these around there, like that. I've had people do this black. Susan Flannery, she did it in black and white. What other colors we've used? Teal on it. If you just go back and look at Wreath Ring, you'll see a ton of videos. And every one is different than the last. So you have a lot of ideas. All right. So now we're just going to take a zip tie. Oh, really? Rain is the thing we haven't seen a lot of recently. Like, I think this weekend was the first weekend that it didn't rain. So see, you're just going to put your zip tie down in there and bring it up through the other hole. And then you're going to just zip tie your bunch to the board. So it's zip tied together, but then it's also zipped to the board. So you have it in a bunch when you cut your, this one over here. When you cut your zip tie to take it off, it is going to remain in a grouping. Kind of like we do the wreath rails. Okay, so we're just going to snip this excess. And then we're going to go on to the next one, which is going to go here. And then we'll work on this side. So it's getting warm in here. You know, I think I want to go with some of the darker leaves. And I think we're going to kind of put that one down in here. Just like that. So we're going to take two of these. Put those in there. Kind of staggering them. And then I want to go with, I think, just one of these here. Let's do some trimming. We don't need all that. And then let's see how we, I think we're going to take that one out. And we're going to remove that one. Stop. And then we're going to add a couple of, got 3 daisies here, so I'm going to go with 2. And that way we have an uneven amount on that side. And we're going to get rid of that one and position another one up higher, because I don't want it to disappear behind the bow. So that's going to be our second grouping. It around the right way. You see, this one is going to cover up the stems on this one above it. Chew, excuse me. Can twist this around that way and then kind of position these upward. Really want that down there. Let's see if we can turn that. There we go. Then we'll go ahead and switch to this side. And we'll start with green. I think we'll get rid of this one. Hey Marcia, how are you? I think we'll start with one of these up here, but then the next one we'll do 2. So we did 1 here, 2 up top. So here we'll do 1 here and 2 down below. And that should work. And I think we'll do the reverse, and we'll do 2 daisies up top. And then 1 down below. Or 3. I'll get it. This has a little bit of orange in it, which really looks good against that. So we'll wrap our bundle. Excuse me. Come on. This is our wreath ring. Very versatile. There we go. Put that in place. What's the weather like in your neck of the woods, Marcia? We've got in the 90s here, very humid. Go. Trim this. All right. I think we'll go ahead and use this part of it. And then we need 2 of these. Could put that in there too if I want. I had that out also. So here we've got 2 of those. Grab our other 2. And then we've got 2 daisies up here, so we're going to do 3. Down there. 2 and 3. Oops. Came out of that. Oh my gosh. That's hot. Is it a dry heat or is it like a... Try and get that to stick up top. I mean, here I am complaining about 90. But when we've been so cool here, unseasonably cool, that now it feels like, you know, really hot. All right, so zip tie. Come on. Trim excess, trim excess, trim excess, and then put it in its home. So we're going down and coming back up. Again, these are 5.5 inch zip ties. So when I change this for like Halloween or Christmas, when I go to take this apart, all I have to do is cut this, and these bunches will remain. I'm thinking we're going to add a little bit of color in here, just a little bit. So I'm thinking I'm going to glue those in under there. Nope, I think it looks better over here. So that's pretty much 4 bunches. Yeah. Okay. Yes. There are 2 holes. There's a total of 5 sections here. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And it was designed that way by us, so you could put it in and pull it out. And so yeah, there's 2 holes for each one. All right, so now we're going to start on the bow. And I can find, here it is. So I really like this. And again, this will be made up tomorrow. We made it, but the size was too small. So I'm actually just going to use this in place of it for tonight, but this will go on it tomorrow. It's a little bear with his little nose in the honey, and I think that'll look really cute. Make it look whimsical. And so you can move those around. But I thought this ribbon would look really good with this. Yes, he's going to be cute. I'm into bears, and I even have 2 bears here if I want to put them in it too. But I think just my little buddy is going to go in there. Now this is directional. We can make it work. No, we can't. All right. So I'm going to put the tails in first and put them in the right direction. And then we'll do our bow, our loops. And I'm going to do 3. Yes. We don't want a long tail on there because we already have it on there. And you know what? To break it up a little, I am going to use this under here to break that up against that paint color. So we're going to pull this off. We're just going to lay it there. And then we're going to do 3 with this one. So we've got that in there. Go. And now we're going to get this in here. And then we're going to do this. I'm going to make one side longer than the other. I think that'll be a nice base under him when we put him on there. But I'm thinking I might use some of this too. Coming out from behind the bear when he gets to his new home tomorrow. Now I may use a bigger one to hold the bow. And I think I'm gonna do, no, we won't need to because he'll be covering it. So it won't matter with this zip tie. And I'll leave it a little loose so I have something to push the thing that's going to hold him in place. I want just enough to be able to get, because what I usually do is I usually put spacers on the back of this with a little bit of ribbon or whatchamacallit. Oh my gosh. The tinsel tie. I'll attach a little piece of tinsel tie to a spacer that I will put on the back of him and then put him right in there. But for now, we have enough room to get it in there. So right now I'm going to zip tie, another zip tie in here so I can put that in place. I have another big balloon install to do for this coming weekend. 12 centerpieces and 2 huge towers. So what I'm going to try and do is videotape making some of that. So I will probably add that maybe over the weekend. I have to set up on Saturday. So now I'm going to twist this so it's going the direction I want it to go. I want my bees to look like they're going up. So if I twist it, that works. So where's this going? Here. It's going to be, the colors are going to be, it's for a 40th birthday. The colors are going to be rose gold, silver, and black. So I'm anxious to get it done. Come on now. I mean, I definitely will take pictures, and if I can videotape the construction of the big tower and one of the centerpieces, I think that'll be neat. They closed down the Party City near us, and that was where everybody got their balloons. I get my balloons from a company in Canada, and they're really good about shipping because most people wait to the last minute to reach out to me. So, and I don't carry all the colors. I'd love to be able to film it by doing it, but my butt is always in the way of the screen, so it's kind of like, okay, I'll do what I can, but that's not my favorite feature, to be shoving in front of the camera. But you get the idea. I did post the dinosaur one that I did for my grandson this weekend. I did post that. Poor little guy was supposed to have his tonsils out today, and he got sick, and they had to cancel again. So there we go. And then, like I said, this little guy will go right there tomorrow. I think he's going to look cute in here. The black will go nice. I love black bears. I love the way they look. I do not like to come upon them. We do have them in our yard, and they only come out when I'm not out, which is fine by me, because I don't want to come up close to close, you know, to one. But I could put this here to kind of just show you. I can. I definitely can. I've done pew bows. I haven't been asked to do any bride's bouquets, but I think, did Rachel do one the other week? I think she did one. But like I said, this is just so versatile. Now, I always put the little furniture pads on the back so it doesn't scratch the door. And like I said, there's just so many ways you could do this. You can paint this black. We have them with an anchor. There's a few different kinds that we have. Oh, you know, I have a fenced-in yard that I let my dogs out, and the one night they were just barking. And I thought that's really unusual because there's usually nothing out there. And I didn't think any more of it. I brought them in. I got up the next morning. I went down to put my open flag out, and I see these humongous footprints, muddy footprints all over my driveway, because my driveway is black. The little incline in the front was all muddy that night. So they scared him, and he stood down on the driveway standing up, because I could see in areas there were only 2 feet on the driveway. And then he proceeded, once I took them inside, to come up, and he had muddy paw prints right outside this window. So I was glad the dogs did their job. We saw one on a walk quite a few years back. My son and I were walking, and there was one in the tree, and it started to slide down out of the tree because he was going to run from us. Well, we ran the other direction. I know you're not supposed to do that, but he went one way, we went the other way. So, yeah. And then before we had the addition done, we had a patio in between the house, and this used to be a garage. And there were paw prints across the patio where he had walked. We were away, and my neighbors said, "Oh, your buddy was, you know, walking across your patio." And like, that's right outside my door. So that was a little spooky. But they stay up there. They usually only come down when the fair or the carnival's in town, which is down quite a ways because they can smell the food. But for the most part, they stay up there, which is fine by me. I don't want to see them. So I have visions of getting up one morning and letting the dogs out, and the darn thing being on my deck, laying on my lounge furniture. You know, that I always kind of peek before I let them out. But I just think this little guy is so cute. He's a real cutie. So he'll go in there tomorrow. All right, does anybody have any questions? Anything you want me to do? I'm still gonna try and post something. You know, I'll do a live on Mondays, and I will try and post something throughout the week because my life is still pretty busy. So, but if there's something you want to see or you'd like me to do, you know, just reach out. I'd be more than happy to put something together for you. All right, I'm going to say goodnight, and I hope you all stay cool and stay safe. All right, good night. Thank you.